welcome to your 6-month tarot reading. We are going to dive into the energies of the next 6 months, particularly because it is a very significant time frame for each of us. Okay. So before we dive into it, I do want to, first of all, thank each one of you who have subscribed. I've reached over 100 subscribers. My channel's new, so every one of you that are appreciating this content, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. So, those of you who have not yet subscribed, please do and hit the notification bell. Also, remember to like the video and make comments. Leave comments. I'd love to hear from you and get to know those of you who are interested in what I'm bringing forward. So, thank you again. Um, Next, I would like to just let each one of you know that this intro will be in every one of your readings, okay? Because I do not want to potentially miss something, as this information is so important. By repeating it 12 times, that can get kind of redundant, first of all. And secondly, as it goes on, I may end up forgetting a piece or two. So we don't want that to happen. So typically I give each one of you your own special time in the beginning. But at this point, let's go ahead and just be all on one page, because even though it's going to impact us differently, and that's why you'll each have a reading, right? Um, but the energies are affecting all of us. Okay. So the reason this is so significant is because Chiron has just gone into retrograde. Now, every one of us has a Chiron placement in our chart, in our natal chart. Oh, I should also say, I am not an astrologer. Okay. I am not. I am a tarot reader, but I am very sensitive to current energies. Okay. And when I feel the planet shifting, when I feel something significant, like I did this last December when Chiron went direct, I felt very impacted on looking at the Chiron wound. And many of you may be feeling very impacted by this Chiron retrograde. Okay. Um, and you may have been really dealing with your Chiron wound as of last December. It may have flared up for you also. So what is the Chiron wound? What am I talking about? So if you're not familiar, the Chiron wound is a wound that you would have had since birth, okay? And it will have impacted you throughout your entire life. Now, let's dive into Chiron's story, because we'll need to make some parallels here so that it really gives you the depth of what's going on. So, Chiron was conceived in in a rape condition. Okay, so his mother was, okay? So what happened is, let's do this. Let's really chat. All right. So what happened was Saturn came to Earth to see his son Zeus, or Jupiter, and he fell in love, or was taken back, very much interested in a water nymph. And he pursued her, and she just continued to not be interested in him and escaping him. So she comes to Zeus, or Jupiter, and asks him to turn her into a horse, a mare, so that she can get away from Saturn. And so he does. Well, Saturn finds out, and he turns himself into a stallion, and he meets up with her, and they produce a child. So when it's time for her to give birth, she goes up into the mountains and she births this child. And because they had been horses at the time, she gave birth to a half human, half boy, and half horse, half stallion. Okay. So she was mortified at this. She was embarrassed. She did not want to raise this child. So she abandoned him in a field. And she went back to Zeus and asked him to turn her into a tree. And he did. So that's mom. Mom's out of the picture. But you can see where he was conceived in a trauma, and then at birth, he had a trauma. This is where it begins to parallel our lives, okay? Because you will have this in your chart. This wound has been placed there, and you chose this at a soul level of what you wanted to really be an impact. Now, where this is really great is Chiron is also known as the wounded healer. So a shepherd found him in the field and takes him to the temple of Apollo. And Apollo and his sister Athena, Artemis. I am so sorry, you guys. I want to say Athena, but it could have been Artemis. Okay. So whoever is Apollo's sister. Okay. So they raised him and gave him an elite education. He learned prophetic abilities. He learned the healing arts and medicine. He learned art itself and the beauty of art. And he learned the ways of a noble warrior, where fighting is the last option when it comes to war. Okay. And he taught a lot of gods and heroes, which are demigods. He taught a lot of them throughout history and or Greek mythology. Okay. So he taught a lot of them. Later, he ended up sustaining his own physical wound. Okay, he was in battle with Hercules. They were on the same team. Hercules had an arrow that was had been dipped in poison made by a god, and had shot his target, and it went through the target and hit Chiron in either the thigh or the knee, depending on which story you're looking at. So he was wounded, and because he is a demigod, um, he could not die, and because it was a poison that was created by a god, he could not heal it. So he asked for his immortality to be taken from him so that he could die from this wound. And so he did. Now there's another part of the story where it branches off, and he sends Hercules to free Prometheus, which, I mean, it kind of pertains because Prometheus is Aquarius energy, but we're not going to go into that. We could, but not today. Not today. Okay, so we all know that Pluto is in Aquarius right now, and Pluto is helping us to mine. Oh, it does. Ah, sorry, that's why it's coming up. Okay, see, this is why I didn't want to repeat it 12 times. Okay, so Prometheus is the energy is some of Aquarius. Okay, Prometheus had stole the fire back for man, because he, according to Greek mythology, he created man, so he was aligned not with the god Zeus, who took the fire as punishment from man. He went actually to Apollo and got the fire back from the sun and gave it back to man. Okay, so and then Zeus had him apprehended and chained him to a pillar, and had an eagle come and eat out his liver every day, repeatedly, for forever, for eternity, or until a hero demigod came and rescued him or saved him. And so when Chiron, and I'm not sure exactly how it takes his immortality away, but it does. When he sends Hercules to free Prometheus, because we know Hercules is a demigod, he's a hero. When he frees him, Chiron is able to then be mortal now. Okay, and so he goes and he lives with the other centaurs, which were brutes. They come from a very different lineage, a dark lineage, and they were just kind of beasts. They were unruly. They obeyed no law, right? And they had their way. They would terrorize villages and had their way with women, drank too much, just kind of did their own thing at their own will. Well, Chiron went and lived with them for 700 years, and he was able to teach them all of the things that he had learned with his education with gods, and help to civilize these centaurs. And now we all, in just broad strokes of mythology, if you're not going too deep into it, you can see where centaurs are actually noble creatures in many depictions. Okay, so this is how they got there, was Chiron. Okay, so how does this affect you? Well, your Chiron wound connects directly with your purpose. And we know Chiron's in Aries. We know that our North Node currently is in Aries. Okay. And as of last year's, is it last year's or this or both? I'm not sure. Anyway, as of the eclipse of it was the eclipse that had to do with Aries and Libra. Okay, which is where the north and south nodes are. It opens up this portal for us to be able to heal it. Okay, especially when Chiron, that was this last spring. Okay, Chiron went direct last December. Now he's retrograde again. Okay, and in his retrograde, he's retrograding with Pluto. That's why it was important for me to mention Aquarius energy, because Pluto is in Aquarius now, just like Prometheus or Aquarius, has stolen the fire because he was back for man, because he was aligned to his creation. He was aligned to his own purpose, and not disobeying some godhead. That's what Aquarius is asking each one of us to do, is to be able to step into our authentic self and align ourselves with our own purpose, our own creations, the creation of your own life. Now, what does Pluto have to do with it? So Pluto is Hades. Okay. Pluto is, and the reason why they have two names is, if you don't know, is that Greek mythology, they have one name, and Roman mythology was derived from Greek mythology, is what all the planets are named after, is the Roman god names. Okay. So they're the same people. So, all right. So now, but their stories are just, they're extended stories with the Roman mythology. Okay. So let's go back to Aquarius here. And this Aquarius energy now we know that Pluto went into Aquarius, right? As of earlier this year, finally went, to stay there for a period of time. I think it's doing, when a retrograde, it does touch back into Capricorn for just a moment. But when it does go retrograde, as Pluto retrogrades, it is going to create a conjunction with Chiron. And Pluto, like I said, is Hades, which is your own personal underworld. Now, that can sound a little bit scary, going into your own personal hell, right? And we can all agree that the wound that we've carried with our own life has been our own personal hell. Well, the beauty of Pluto is that Pluto mines the wealth that is under the surface. Okay. So if Pluto is helping, so they're going to go conjunct in like the same degree, like 21 degrees, 20 degrees, and 19 degrees, when they are doing this dance together, Pluto and Chiron. So as Chiron's in retrograde and as Pluto's in retrograde, and they're going to be, like I said, doing this, Pluto's going to help you get underneath everything and help you to recognize where all of the skills, all of the talents, all of the things that you personally have been able to cultivate from a wounded state, just like Chiron did when he received his education. So, and retrograde Chiron's going to help you take a look, revisit that wound, but it's going to be in a very beautiful, harmonious way to help you release it once and for all, to align you with your purpose. Okay. This is your Chiron, the wounded healer. As you, as you heal that wound, it becomes your biggest medicine. Your biggest wound throughout your life becomes your biggest medicine, and becomes prevalent within achieving your own personal purpose, your own personal destiny, which is promise that you made to yourself when you chose to come into this lifetime. So you can see how all these things are working together, and the stories really parallel what's going on with your life. Now, as I've done a little bit of research, I have discovered that the Chiron wound can often be connected to the mother wound. So, looking at where your moon is in your chart, the mother wound, by looking at the moon in your chart. Now, why the moon? Because the moon does represent mother figure, the maternal aspects within each of us, the mother figures that we have had in our life, you as a mother figure to other people, whatever that looks like for you. But this Chiron wound, may have something to do with wounds that your own mother had. You may have gotten this in utero, which can be often called like karmic or ancestral wounds, right? But you'll notice, as you take a look at the things that have been really activated over this last 7 months, especially, um, may have something to do with what your mother dealt with and you have been perpetuating in your own life. Okay. Now, what's really interesting, when I said it's a beautiful, harmonious, take a look at it, not to scare you, not to fear this healing, but in a way that's actually going to move, because Venus is helping us out, and Venus knows what your desire is. And your desire is to feel fulfilled and purposeful in your life in your own unique way. Again, touching back to that Aquarius energy, right? You being unique, being yourself. It's sort of like rebellion energy of like, I don't need a godhead or some system telling me what I need to do. I need to be listening to my own inner guidance. Now, Venus is at the tail end of Leo. We're about to have a new moon in Leo on the 4th of August. Huge, huge part of this story. Why? Because like I said, Venus is helping you to achieve what is the most desired for you. Venus also rules Libra, which is the South Node. South Node has been working on taking you out of your comfort zones in order to achieve your destiny. But Venus is also connected to the ruling planet of your um your money and your love. Okay, Venus rules both. So when we are in love with our life, when we are in harmony with our own purpose, okay, where we feel the spark of life, where we feel the spark of joy, where we feel satisfied in our life, it is always easier to become financially, more well off and be be more open to love and loving relationships in our life. Okay. So we have this huge love element that is supporting this final healing of our wound. Now, typically somebody would have to wait 50 years for Chiron to orbit and have a return in our life. It returns every 50 years. So usually only once in a lifetime. But you may not be 50. Yeah, chances are most of you are not 50 years old watching this video. Some of you may be right around there, but we're able to really allow this wound to become our greatest medicine, our greatest purpose because of this retrograde and with Pluto and this final release of it, and not have to wait until that space and time when we are right around 50 years old. So this is miraculous. This is huge. This is a really big deal. So, what I want to do is I want to dive into the tarot with each one of you and find out what that overlighting energy looks like for you. So you may or may not be familiar with your natal chart. A lot of people don't have the information of what time they were born, so that makes it difficult to get a full picture of your natal chart. So let's rely on another tool to find out what is going to be activated within you in order to create this different storyline. You literally are able to rewrite the story of your life and make a huge quantum leap and shift upwards towards the things that you have desired for yourself. Okay. So let's find out which with each sign. I would like for you to, if you're interested, look at, oh, I'm so sorry. See? Again, glad I didn't do this 12 times. With Venus being in Leo, Leo, the sun, right? Okay, Leo the Leo sign is the sun. We're looking at father figure and your external external material world. You and the external, I'm saying that right? You and your external world, okay? So now you could be looking at, so what we have the opportunity here for, again, is now not only healing a wound that had been created within our mother relationship, we also have the ability to heal a wound within our father relationship, because father figure, and you in your external world. Okay. So whatever that looks like for you, we all have these feminine and masculine energies within us. Every one of us does. Every one of us has some sort of a relationship, whether they were involved in our life or not, with father, mother figures, either how you have been that for other people, how other people have been that for you. And now it is time for us to be able to do that for ourselves. Again, we are rising to be independent, okay, but have interdependent relationships, because again, Pluto and Aquarius setting the tone for this generation is all about each one of us being able to self resource, for us to be able to soothe ourselves and give ourselves what we need in order to be strong, the strength within the collective. Okay. We're not leaning on external information. We're not leaning on other people to give us our answers, to give us our validation. We are able to now self resource what we need by healing these wounds once and for all, and being able to show up in a very authentic way, strong, and be able to have harmonious relationships with those who we are working with, those who we are engaging with in our own personal life. Okay. So again, this is a very significant next 6 months, and it is going to be much easier for you to be able to release than you probably suspected. So along with looking at the overlighting energies for each one of you in your sign, I will also pull cards, a card or cards, and usually ends up being cards, right? Cards for the final outcome. What will the final outcome at the end of this 6 months, or as this energy purges from your field, what will that look like for you? What is that final outcome? And I'm sure it's going to be significant for each one of us. So I hope that was helpful and not confusing, to be able to draw those parallels from the mythology, which really explains, personifies explaining um, energies. That's what the mythology does, is it gives us some insight to the energies through personifying or having people or gods. They're not really, I guess a person, right? A person being able to hold the energies. So again, let's not continue going on here. Again, I hope that was very helpful. Let's go ahead and dive into the cards for each one of you. One more thing. Okay, one more thing. Um, so I have started to say I wanted you guys to watch for your sun, because that is going to be your uh like I said, father figure, father in masculine energy in you and your external world and your purpose. Okay. This is very connected to what propels you forward, what keeps you moving in this life. Okay. Watch for your rising if you have that information, and that is going to be your whole self. Okay. And watch for your moon, because that again is your mother figure, but also the inner workings of you, how your mind works, how you think about things, the things that you eat, and taking in your home. So think inward for your moon. Okay, that's what that is. It's what's going on that everybody isn't necessarily seeing. What's going on inside of you, how you process things is going to be your moon. It's also a really great idea for you to watch for your Venus as well, because Venus is an active part of this, right? And Venus is your like love and money. And she, but a lot of times people will watch their Venus for not only money, but for how people attract to them, what type of people they attract, that kind of thing. So you can, take the information and apply it to which one of these areas of your life or your chart, if you do have that information. Also, if you are interested in not having to wait for the content to be released throughout the week, to be able to get all of these, please join my Patreon community, and you will have access to all of the videos on Mondays. And you won't have to wait to watch for each one of those placements in your life. Or if you're wanting to cross watch for somebody who is significant for you, that's always very helpful for navigating your life as well. So, okay, now let's begin. Okay, Libra, you are the cardinal sign of partnerships and relationships. You are the we are of the zodiac sign, the zodiacal opposite of the I am. You are the we are. And so it's going to be really interesting to see. I mean, you have been doing enormous work here, Libra, within yourself to learn how to know, excuse me, to learn how to lead with love, but from an authentic place that you've given that love to yourself first. I know I stumbled over that and I apologize, but I hope you get what I'm saying. Like, you've learned to literally fall in love with your life, in love with yourself, and not in a narcissistic way, in an authentic way, the way that you were always meant to love you. And through that love, you have been able to expand your horizons and be able to tune into creating your own world, your own life based on what you want. Not having to put everybody else in front of you, a lot like Taurus, because both of you guys are Venus ruled. I'm not really surprised, but it has been about you being able to stop putting everybody else into figuring everybody else into the equation and what they want, versus just being able to know what you want, knowing that that's enough, and it enhances your relationships through that route. Okay. So let's go ahead and start pulling cards here to find out what the next 6 months looks like for you. We're starting off with the sun. Okay, Libra, like that's the biggest yes, the biggest, your life is fully manifesting in all of your dreams and happiness coming true. Like, that's where we're starting. That's a great place to start, Libra. All right. So, star card, healed. This is the blessings after a difficult period of time. All right. So yeah, you know what you want. You know where you're going. You know how to self-resource. Oh my God. And this harmonious, supportive family life. I love that, Libra. It's so important to you, isn't it? To be able to there's Virgo, got your back right there. The wisdom, you have been able to to align with what's important. To align with what is important. Okay. So let's go ahead and pull clarifiers for each one of these three cards because this is the bottom of the deck. Okay. Um, so what we're asking for is a minimum of 2 cards per the 3. Mhm. The sun and the world. Okay, so it those 2 cards right there tell me that this, that your material world is about to be visible by everyone, the same as the sun is, okay? The same as the sun is. So are you going big with a project? Are you going big with something? Going big with something that is, like, financially rewarding? This is a new opportunity, for, finances and for your world to grow financially stable. Okay, so star card. We're gonna clarifier through the 9 of Swords. 9 of Swords is that never-ending nightmare. That is where you overthink, Libra, not you. What? And you scare the heck out of yourself, torment yourself with things that aren't necessarily true. So, when we're looking at how we think, it is important to recognize that we have the ability to use our powers for good or for evil. And I mean, are you terrorizing yourself or are you uplifting yourself? I don't mean for everybody else. I mean for you. And this is that 9 of Swords is when you're like, when you're looking at that, you're using your mind to project a monster under the bed. Okay. Like there's a monster that's lurking and I'm scared. Now, why is this? So, Source is going to give you, hmm, no, let's put that a little bit different. You have the ability to use the life force energy that Source is giving you for anything that you want. Any direction is important to you, and Source is not biased. If you're paying attention to it, you must want more of it, and therefore Source says you can have it. In this way, Source is your very best friend, but you also have to be your very best friend. Okay. So, what's scaring you? What's scaring you? Just asking for that second clarifier for scaring you as a broken heart, scaring you as betrayal. 3 of Swords. But again, these are swords. This is thinking. This is thinking. Justice, okay? Our marriage, especially when it comes to this is mom and dad here, happy home, happy family, justice rules contracts. It's also the major arcana version of you or depiction of you, okay? This is where this is hmm, this is where your Venus, your ruling planet, the the harmony, the peace, the love, the passion, all of the things that that Libra stands for, that Venus stands for. She knows what's in your heart. Venus always knows what your heart's desire is and is helping you to achieve that. Now, let's go ahead and get another clarifier for that 10 of Cups. That help happy home, rainbow blessings, 2 of Pentacles and 2 of Wands. Got 2 2s. Okay. Decisions, 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 decisions. This is wielding fresh new energy, being able to like handle and balance that new energy, the new life. And this is 2 of Wands, where you are literally about to take this giant leap to expand your life. Okay. Now, twos also are talking about decisions. Okay. So are you scaring yourself around going big and it potentially betraying somebody else? Now, we talked about this, didn't we? Where you were learning how. And so maybe that is what your wound is about, where you're learning how to apply your love to you first and to be able to, um, being able to align with your independence and your pleasures and your joys and your happiness and what it is that you want to manifest in the world. And do you feel like you're betraying the people that you are committed to? Do you feel like as you take this step forward, this leap or step forward that is going to betray or hurt somebody else, because this information you're getting from Source is actually beautiful and you're making it something that it's not. Okay. That's you. thoughts, perception, ideas, information, but it's you giving it to you. It's not somebody else giving it to you. It's you giving it to you. So what I want to do is I want to see what this big manifestation is over here. Okay. What is this big manifestation? Let's get, okay. Okay. So when we have the hanged man, what we're talking about here is being able to break a karmic cycle. Okay. It's breaking a cycle, breaking a subconscious pattern where you had been putting in a lot of effort and not getting a lot back. So that is ending. That's beautiful. That's ending for you where you had been overburdening yourself, then putting your attention where in a way, okay, this is what source is trying to tell you. You see how you're getting a little bit mixed up right there. Okay, with fears and worries of betrayal. And this is what source is really telling you is that harmony, tranquility, happiness, Venus, Venus, love, pleasures, beauty, romance, arts, money, and love. Okay. Align with that and be at peace because your financial well being is imminent. Your success is absolute. Okay. So if you're not allowing yourself to see that, then it's time for you to do something different with the way you are placing your thoughts. So the way that you do that is actually by this card is telling you is by getting in a place of peace. That meditation. This card is telling you this is where you have, moved inward. You have, kind of separated yourself from the chaos of the world and moved to a place where you can hear your own self think. And I don't mean think about this stuff. I mean receiving downloads from source. Okay. That's what I mean by thinking. You can feel the inspiration, you can feel the subtleties, and you can feel the truth of who you are. This is who you are. This is who you are. And you're breaking that cycle of overworking because what you're manifesting out in the world is something magnificent and it is not requiring hard work of you. All right, I want one more card for this the star and the 3 of swords and the 9 of swords. One more card here, please. Tell us some more about that. What does Libra need to know about this? Meditation is your answer. So when you meditate and you stop thinking and you just like listen to something boring or like a guided meditation or music or listen to something and you're not thinking till you get to the point of like kind of floaty where you're floating, you're detached from your body a little bit, that will literally bring you into a different vibration and will match you to the energy of the source within you, your higher self. Okay. So tell me more about that. That's not. Mhm. Curiosity, fresh information about about your life and about your finances. Okay, fresh information. Again, that's what I was saying. Get quiet so that you can receive that information, so that you can change your vibration, so that you can see things differently. And because you're a whole new world is about to open up to you, a whole entirely new opportunity. There is expansion and creativity and possibilities is actionable possibilities. Okay, so tell us about this 10 of cups and the justice, the 2 of pentacles and 2 of wands. What is this talking to us about? Tell us, give us some more insight on this commitment. To a source. Stop it. Okay, what do you not see? What do you not see? Oh, that you are aligned? Everything is perfectly aligned and about to manifest? What? Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. There's conflict, you're gonna be learning something new, maybe competition you're aligned to. Liberation. You're aligning to an opportunity to engage in something that is going to liberate you, okay? Anything else? Anything else that you wanna say on that? Okay, the 2 of Pentacles again. So, yeah, you're having to, like, learn how to wield this energy of where your life is going. And so you don't see it necessarily. It may feel chaotic at the moment, but you don't necessarily see that everything is actually aligned perfectly for you, and you are I mean, this right here in the middle is just absolutely incredible of what is possible for you. This is giving you your answer of peace, serenity, calm, tranquility, fresh information about your material finances, a brand new opportunity, and now making a decision, but knowing that it's actually aligned. There's going to be a learning curve. So you're going to have to learn how to, um, so what does it have to do with justice? That's what I want to know. What does it have to do with a contract? A contract. Okay. What is the final outcome for Libra? Strength and financial well-being. This is stable, strong. This money in your head, above your head, money in your hands, money on under your feet. This is really like you have like an enormous amount of money, money all around you. Okay. This is the strength card, which talks about facing those 2 fears right there and being able to then have, this sense of authentic peace. And she's Venus also. She's the Empress. And this is the Empress who is able to open up that potential, that portal, that portal of infinite potential, tuning into source, being able to receive downloads from source about how magnificent you are, how possible everything is, how there's really nothing to fear. Source has your back. So, what is your final outcome? Your final outcome is, well, stop overthinking. You're done with the torment. You're done tormenting yourself around finances and around security. You're going to be able to move forward in your life with authentic strength of knowledge of self, the ability to self-resource, not needing everybody else, okay? The codependent thing. And it's not to say don't work with others, because of course, we're meant to work with others. But your financial security is absolute. Okay. You are meant to be financially successful and draw off of inspiration from source. You are able to receive all the knowledge and possibilities, everything that you need from source. This is magnificent. Absolutely magnificent for you, Libra. I hope that you're feeling this. I hope that you recognize where the thoughts are that don't feel good and you don't have to buy into them anymore. Literally come to peace and everything opens up for you because it's actually all aligned. It's all aligned for your financial well being. And you are going to be secure, stable, and strong within yourself. You're breaking that cycle of overburdening yourself and putting your energy where it doesn't belong. You're breaking that cycle. You're moving out into the world, stronger financially, manifesting everything that you want. Master manifester, honestly. And what do you want to manifest? Money. Also, it looks like a strong home life. Okay. But your home life is about to expand. Could be moving. You could be moving. Your home life is about to expand. So maybe you're getting a bigger house. Maybe you're moving in with somebody. But your material world is about to expand because you're about to be really financially wealthy. So congratulations, Libra. I hope that this was helpful. Claim this for yourself by choosing peace, love, harmony, and trusting yourself by trusting spirit. I love you and Source adores you. Take care. I'll see you in the next video.